What is up, my dudes? If your lineup's looking rough after week 2, you're in the right place, guys. Don't sweat it. Got my deep dive for week 3 waivers, and all players are below 45% rostered on Sleeper. Before we start, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe. Really helps me out. Now let's do it. Let's kick this thing off with quarterbacks, guys. Week 2 brought some surprises. Nobody planned to stream QBs this early, especially if your QB is Joe Burrow. But you know what else? I didn't plan to attend a kid's birthday party with no TVs. But injuries like Joe Burrow's toe and issues with Justin Fields and even J.J. McCarthy, that's got us all scrambling on who to grab. So here we go, guys. First, I got Daniel Jones, 35% rostered, taking on the Titans. Last week, I know I said, hey guys, let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes. I was wrong. Danny Dimes is slinging it. He's sitting with the second most passing yards in the NFL with 550 plus, trailing only one QB. Unless your league's got some diehard Colts fans, Daniel Jones definitely should be on the waiver wire. This Tennessee secondary is beatable, so Daniel Jones could absolutely feast. All right, and speaking of that top QB, guys, I got Russell Wilson, 13% rostered, hosting the Chiefs this week. He's leading the league with passing yards. He's launching balls at the moon, and somehow Malik Neighbors is coming down with him. He's facing this Kansas City Chiefs defense. It's a little risky, but this boom-bust play could light up your lineup. High risk, high reward. Be careful, but as long as he's throwing it to Neighbors, I kind of like the odds. Next, Bryce Young. If you need a garbage time hero, he's only 21% rostered, hosting the Falcons. He balled out in the fourth quarter, so if you can handle waiting that long for the garbage time, I don't hate Bryce Young. He's currently sitting at QB8 on Monday afternoon on the week. So Atlanta's defense, I don't know. I think the Vikings just have a really bad offensive line. They got a lot of sacks on McCarthy, ended up hurting him. I think Bryce Young could be a sneaky stream this week. Just maybe don't watch the game, guys. All right, and last, Jake Browning, taking on the Vikings. He's been okay in the past. The Vikings defense, they've been pretty tough, like against opposing quarterbacks. But maybe Penix just isn't that guy quite yet. I'm not sure. Kind of hesitant on Jake Browning. He has been good in the past. I'm not worried about playing Jamar Chase at all, though. Handing off the running backs, guys, the fantasy roller coaster where there's just really not a ton on the waiver wire right now, especially below 45%. I got Tyler Algier, 33% rostered, playing the Panthers. He has back-to-back games with double-digit carries, and Carolina's run defense is shaky, guys. Bottom 10 in yards allowed, so I expect him to get solid work in this matchup. He got a touchdown Sunday Night Football, and I also think the Falcons are kind of, making sure they don't overuse Bijan, so I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Algier has a tiny role once the game's away. Then I got Jeremy McNichols, Commanders. Everyone's hyping up, Jacory, Krosky, Merritt, or as I like to call him, JCM. McNichols saw limited workload. He also didn't get any fantasy points, but he should be a little bit involved in this lineup, guys. So that's all the running backs I got there. I know, not a ton of fun. Go check the waiver wire, see if Scadabo's there. He's like 70% rostered on Sleeper, so I wasn't able to put him on this show. But quick word from our sponsor, guys. Before I hit the wide receivers, Sleeper picks, guys. When you think Sleeper, you think fantasy football. They also got some good DFS fun. Sleeper picks, guys. You think you got the instincts, put them to the test, pick more, pick less, rushing yards, touchdowns, you name it. Stack 2 to 8 picks, and if you nail them all, you can win up to 100x your entry fee. No rosters, no stress, just you versus the numbers. Check out Sleeper picks. Use promo code DUDES100. They'll match you up to $100, guys. Also, don't be rude. Share the dudes. If this episode's helping you out, share it with a friend, guys. Really means a lot to us. And we got our matchup episode coming up on Thursday. So wide receivers, throwing it over to them, guys. I got Troy Franklin, 8% rostered versus the Chargers. Second-year player, a lot of people don't remember, he was roommates with Bo Nix in college. So there's just a little bit of chemistry there already. So week 2, Franklin hauled in 8 of his 9 targets for 89 yards and a touchdown, including a long sideline grab. He even outshined Cortland Sutton this game. Chargers secondary is tough, but Franklin is emerging as Nix's number 2 option, guys. Next, Wan'Dale Robinson, 27% rostered, playing against the Chiefs. This guy just lives on the waiver wire every single year, but don't sleep on him. He does good in the right matchup. Back-to-back games with 8+ targets, and now he went off against the Dallas Cowboys. 142 yards, a TD. He's showing that he's got Wilson's trust. So if Russ keeps airing it out, Robinson's sticky hands could deliver, guys. This guy was on the couch not too long ago. I think he was working for a trash business. Hunter Renfrow, 3% rostered, taking on the Falcons. Third in Renfrow's back, guys, after a 2-touchdown game in week 2. Bryce Young's go-to slot guy and red zone threat at 3% rostered. I think it's worth the stash. Not sure if I'm ready to play him, but he's showing like, he's still got it, guys. He's still got it. And then back on this list from last week, I got Kayshon Boutte, Patriots wide receiver, 39% rostered. Really loved his matchup last week, and that's what's keeping him on the waiver wire more. But he only caught 1 pass against the Dolphins. It was for a touchdown, thankfully, if you played him, so it wasn't that bad. 16 yards TD. Pittsburgh's secondary is tough, but he should continue to get more looks, guys. May is spreading the ball around, but I still like Kayshon a lot. All right, tight ends, the fantasy minefield that no one is excited about, and it's strangely not very good. Bad transition. Britton Strange, 40% rostered, playing the Texans with Brian Thomas Jr. not being able to catch anything. Maybe Trevor Lawrence turns to Strange. I'm not sure. Strange has drawn 9 targets in his last 2 games. Houston's defense, haven't seen him play on Monday Night Football. Maybe Strange, falls in the end zone. Weird things have happened. There you have it, my dudes. There's my week 3 early waiver wire ads. Remember, drop your pickups in the comments below, and if your rival snipes your top ad, hopefully their lineup flops harder than LeBron James. Smash that like button like a piñata full of fantasy points. Subscribe quicker than you would swipe right on it. Never mind, guys. Just give me that sub. It really means a lot to me, guys. See you on Thursday with our matchup start-sit episode. And as always, take care.